I need to forgive my brother. Well, my wife is a great mathematician. He said 70 times 7. And she turned and looked at me and said, how many is that? I said, 490. She said, 490 for a lifetime, that's not many times. I said, but look at it this way. He's not talking about forgive 490 times. He's talking about 490 times per person. I think I'm right at 480 with Naomi. Forgive people. I think that's what he was talking about. But see, as we look at that and we think about the hardness, we get to the point, brother, sister, I love you. Ethan, don't you do that.
It was 24,500. Way off.
Whatever. I should have known he'd get a calculator out. Jeremy, you got a calculator out too? They got a calculator out on. I'm a great mathematician, amen. And so Jesus says here, here's what I want you to understand. Because of your hearts. And then he says, they would have rather seen failure in that healing. I'm just saying, what the greatest thing for the Pharisees would have been, like some people in the church, is when Jesus wanted to heal his hand, he said, well, wait a minute, it didn't work. There's people in church like that, church. We want to have vacation Bible school. Why? There ain't nobody going to come. Why? Nobody's going to get saved. I got one that's at home in the bed right now. Let me say this. Me and him have a butt heads a lot about him not being in church. We butt heads a lot about him being in church. I'm going to make sure it's right. But I remember the day at McCown Mountain Baptist Church when Joey Davis stood in the front and told me he was going to die and go to hell if he didn't get saved. He begged me on the way home to get saved. And I led him to the Lord in his bedroom. They had gotten to the point that they were so hardened. Why would you not? Why would you want to see failure? Listen, where it is when nothing left, we just ask Jesus. We need to get to the point, we move down to Mark chapter number 10, and he answered and said unto them, for the hardness of your heart he wrote you this precept. Now that word precept means to enjoin or join together. And what he says, it means to strongly encourage. Let me say that again. Lost person, precept. I strongly encourage you to pick this up and find out who Jesus is. Ask him into your heart and give your life and soul to it. And he says this, I want you to understand that God gave you a precept for this, and in that in strong encouragement is God encouraging you to do his work today. See, there's some folks that may even be in this church that go, well, I'm just going to sit here and you can just make me or give me a blessing if you want to. If not, I'm just going to sit here and I'm good. Listen, they've hardened their heart so much that they don't even want to do anything for the church anymore. They don't even want to have any encouragement for anybody. They don't want to see God's encouraging word to work in people's lives. Let me say this. I want to encourage you through this. Tonight we're having a singing. I'll ask you to do this. Come back, every one of you. Every one of you. Or is he the personage? Or is he the personage that before you do anything, that you say, Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Lord, am I doing exactly what you've called me to do? On Mark chapter number 10, does your family see Jesus in you? We have great Christian people that call themselves Christian that love never to resemble Jesus. Let me point the fingers at me first. A lot of time I fail. I want to be just like I tell everybody. I want everybody to see him, but sometimes I'm a miserable failure. But I want to ask you that question. Do people see Christ in you? How you live your life, does it do how Christ lived or had for us to live? Does it show the idea that, listen, this is the way Christ has called me to? I want to know what. But this is a message, Jeremy. But this is a message, Jeremy, about when the hardest nut falls off the tree. The rest of it is false. So I go back to our beginning. Mama Zale got saved at Silver Springs Baptist Church. All of y'all know that. I've told that story time and time again. I told you about what Rick Littlejohn said when I talked about how encouraged I was that my whole family was getting saved. Does your hard nut and your family see enough of Jesus in you to want